to the Olympics, man. That was a big deal, man. Talk to me about your experience in Barcelona.
Vern, I tell you, man. You know, it's the only time I went to my boss and said, I'm going to cover this. Not, we're not discussing this. I'm covering the Olympics.
Right.
And he was like, okay, if you want to do that, then you got to do the work. And so I did the work all in 1991. And so, yeah, getting to go there, man, it was everything I thought it would be. It's still the best thing I ever covered in my life.
Wow.
You know, just being around that group, Vern. I mean, it was just, I never seen anything like that. Just the players on the other teams asking dudes for autographs and pictures during the game, Vern. Like,
they are already defeated.
You know what I'm saying? Take a picture with me, Magic. You know that? Wow. Okay. You know, yeah. No, it was crazy. They was, you know, obviously there was no competition. They were just basically seeing how good they could be. And, you know, they won. I think they won by an average of like 46 points a game or something like that. It was crazy, man. You know, like my favorite stat from that time is Chris Mullin shot 75% on threes.
Yeah, that was crazy. He couldn't miss one.
He didn't miss
Yeah, he
one.
couldn't miss.
You know, like, so they were unbelievable. I still think Chuck was the best player in that team. You know, Matt, I mean, when I say that, I'm not saying he was better than Michael as a player. I'm saying
no doubt. Yeah.
Chuck was the best player on that team. Like he was in shape, you know, and he was motivated and played out of his mind. And Michael was just kind of hanging in the back. Like he'd turn it on every once in a while, but he wasn't really trying to exert himself, you know.
Right.
And so, yeah, Magic was great, but I thought Chuck was better. So, yeah, man, it was great, man. It was great just getting to spend some time with those guys, you know, in another setting where they kind of understand, you know, we kind of all like Americans over there, you know. So it was different than when they're in the NBA and you're on a team and it's, you know, you see them like once or twice during the regular season and then you don't see them again. So to spend, man, we were with them for like 6 weeks before the games because they trained and they had the tournament in Portland. Then they had the training camp in San Diego. Then they went to Monte Carlo. I didn't get to go to that because Wilbon Bigfooted me on that. Wilbon was a columnist at the Post. He's like, I'll go to Monte Carlo.
Yeah,
he Bigfooted it from me, bro.
Yeah, I bet you would go to Monte Carlo.
But I did get to go to Barcelona with him, so that was okay. That was, but yeah, it was great. It was great. It was obviously the best basketball team I ever saw. And what they did for the game. I mean, they were the reason why the game started to grow globally. Like if you talk to any you talk to any like international player who was a kid back then, like Tony Parker and Dirk and Pau Gasol, they all said the same thing. After I saw the Olympics, I was like, oh, well, I want to play basketball. Like that looks like fun, So that really started the European players to start thinking seriously about playing basketball. And that's why I think that's why it started becoming a global sport, because people saw that team and how great they were. And, everybody, Magic and Michael were just on another planet in terms of pop. You obviously know. So it was just to see that in person was just amazing. It was incredible.
Wow. That's, yeah. You went on to ESPN, man, and talk to me about your time over there at ESPN.
It was good for a while, then it wasn't good at the end, but that's television, like TV.
Right.
You have a shelf life, and when they want to replace you, somebody, they replace you. They replace everybody, Vernon. It wasn't just.
It's like,
you know what I'm saying? So, I can't. I'm older now, so I don't get as mad about things as I used to.
Right.
It was great because I learned about television. That was like you can't learn about being on TV at any place better than ESPN because
that's right.
The impact it has. People watch it. People return your phone calls. They ain't never returned my phone calls before. You know what I mean? You get that call right back. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's all good. But yeah, man, it was great. I worked with some great producers over there, and I learned really valuable lesson about TV. It's like, when you're a writer, it's what you write. The thing you're responsible for what you write, the things that you write in the story, and it's all on you. Like, so if it's bad, it's on you. If it's good, it's on you. But with TV, it's got to be, you got to work with not just the producer, but the cameraman and the sound person. And if they say, no, that's a bad, we got to do it again. You got to do it again. You can't just say, oh, that's a good take. No, they're trying to help you, so you have to listen. And that was really the best thing I learned from working at ESPN, was that I had to learn to listen to other people that might know what they're talking about and stop.
No doubt.
Like I know everything. You know what I mean? Like, so that was good, because it taught me how to be part of like more of a team, and so that was when I went to Turner, I kind of knew that. And I think it enabled me to do my best work at Turner, because I wasn't thinking about myself as much as I did when I was at ESPN.
Right. I got you. You had some great interviews too, man, in the NBA with some of the biggest stars, man. I mean, some huge NBA superstars, mega stars.
Yeah.
I mean, give me just one conversation that really sticks out, that one of them big name guys that you had.
I was very, very blessed and lucky and fortunate that I got to talk to. I always like talking to AI, man. I love talking to that kid. I talked to him from his rookie season to the end of his career. Yeah. You know what I liked about what I really appreciated about Allen is that Allen and I come from very different places. Right. Allen's a superstar. He's the biggest guy in the league.
Yes.
And he could have just said, I don't want to talk to you. Like he could have made it like, what do you know about me? You don't know nothing about what I grew up. And you know what? He's right. I don't. But he respected me. I think.
Yes, he did.
You know what I mean? I think he saw me and said, damn, I don't see people look like him on TV. Let me talk to him. And I respected him. And so we could have really good conversations where there was no judgment. Like if I asked him a tough question, he didn't be like, I'm not going to talk about that. Like he'd answer the question, so right. We could talk to each other on the real and have good conversations. And so I always liked doing interviews with AI, because Allen was fair to me, and I like to think I was fair with him, and so that led to some real kind of honest talks about things like, when he and LB, as you know, were butt heads, he never held back. He would say sometimes it's Larry's fault and sometimes it's my fault, so, so it was, I always like talking to him. I always like talking to Chuck, because Chuck would be funny and say funny stuff. Shaq was the same way. Shaq is like a big kid, like big, the biggest 13-year-old in the world is like, I like to call it, like,
yeah, he's funny.
You know what I mean? But Shaq would but it was funny. He would do a good interview. So I just love talking to the guys in that era, man. That was my, I love that era of basketball. I love the Bulls and the Pistons and the Rockets and, Knicks. Because I think, Vernon, you would know this better than I do, but I always felt like the rivalries were much more real back then, because guys tended to stay on teams longer because there wasn't really free agency.
Right.
So you got to develop some real hatred for some dudes. Which I think made for better basketball, because they really hate each other.
That's right. I can tell you, I agree. I agree, for real. It was crazy back then, though.
Yeah, I loved it. Loved it. I learned a lot. I really did learn a lot about people in the league, and I covered the Bullets back then. And they were terrible, but West Jr., Big West, West Unsett Senior, I should say, Big West. Most righteous dude I ever covered, man. He never lied to me. Never, ever lied to me in 5 years. He never lied to me. Told me the truth every time. He would tell you the God's honest truth about what they were doing and what he thought about his players. And it just, when you cover somebody like that, you have a standard. And so in my dealings with other people, I'd be like, well, wait a minute, why are you lying to me? Like, just Don't lie to me. You can say no comment. No comments from me. Don't lie to me. That's all. That's all I ask. You know, and because Wes never lied to me, you know, and just being able to be around a Hall of Famer like him, saw how he helped, how he carried himself, you know, like be like, okay, that's the standard. That's the standard right there. A guy like him, you know.
That's good, man. That's a good story right there.